We have a really phenomenal team here from Medford, Babbage, and they are going to wow you, and I'm not going to say a lot because I don't want to ruin it, but I hope I got you kind of excited. No, okay, never mind. All right, Ty, would you like to come up here? Try. Take it away, Ty.
Very good.
Signal from the back when you're close.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Happy to be here. My name is Ty Everett. I started Babbage 5 years ago, and you guys are just starting to hear about it now. That's kind of crazy, but it's just a little bit about what we've been doing. Today I'd like to talk about some building blocks for community, building blocks for the future, and some of the stuff that I've been working on. I'm a cryptographer. I do research and write a lot of low-level code and math and security stuff that not a lot of people understand. But research and building blocks, that stuff is what leads to the ability to make progress with technology and change things and make a difference in the world. And so that's what I want to talk about today. I can start by talking a little bit about my story, I guess. I grew up in the Rogue Valley. I was introduced to technology at a young age. I am half blind and visually impaired. I was given a Braille computer through the Sparrow Club at age 6. And that really introduced me to the world of technology and kind of a lot of the really cool things that people can do with computers and the web. The web was kind of a little bit new back then. But as I got older, I kind of realized that there's been a little bit missing from the web, in my opinion. So going into high school, built a social network, secure messaging, completely encrypted, locked down privacy social network called Element Communications. No one ever heard of it because, I didn't really know how to build things in a way that people could use and understand. I didn't understand the concept behind building blocks and making something for the future that's easy to use. So, long story short, got into programming, learned a few things, was part of one business in 2019, learned a lot from that experience, and then started Babbage when I was 20. Essentially with the mission of helping technology be more accessible for more people and helping us build the kind of internet that I wanted to see and that I struggled to really connect the dots with when I was a little bit younger. So we build tech that empowers people by giving them more control over their data. We're currently building a web browser to replace existing web browsers like Chrome with something that doesn't require you to enter passwords on every app and have a different account for everything. It also gives you more control over your privacy, so you can directly interact with people and use some of these cryptographic things. For 5 years, we have built a bunch of low-level code and we're finally starting to kind of look around a little bit and get to a point where we want to share some of this stuff and get what is like the wider vision of what we want to do, and then 2 is kind of some short-term things where we think we can get some of the people together here thinking about this in a way where we can move forward as a community, like locally as well. So I think the vision is, it boils down to 3 things. More privacy, less passwords, better incentives. I have that on a t-shirt, including the bad grammar. And it's all lowercase, by the way. So that's kind of our style, that's who we are, our company. I went to OIT for 1 term and then left, but I learned a lot while I was there. So we're looking to, that's essentially the vision. And we have built a lot of tech and new ways to build apps and stuff like that. make it easier, right? Because when I was trying to build my thing, a better version of Facebook or something when I was 17 for my high school senior project, it was really hard. There was barriers. It was difficult to use these things. So we're about making it easier for apps to work with lower barriers and making it easier for devs to build with more privacy. And really just better incentives, right? Direct payments, peer-to-peer payments, listening to a song, and then paying a tenth of a penny to the artist who made that song directly, so that person can monetize directly from their fan base without the need for going through a platform, right? And that's something that I think is important and valuable. So we built some of the building blocks for that, and we actually have, as of like a week ago, we got our first little app working that does that. It's called tempomusic.net. So we launched that. Very excited about that. It's still in the very, very early stages. I had my laptop up here. I think the screen's locked, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try to get that working at the very end. But let's boil this down, right? So in the local community, we think there are opportunities to train a lot of people on this new technology that we've been building. So we also launched MetaNetAcademy.com, which is this platform for essentially kickstarting your career as a Web3 web developer. So we want to put more tools into the hands of the local community, entrepreneurs, but also software developers, people who build stuff, who maybe have an interest in technology but don't know how to get started. We built a whole training program, and we're wanting to onboard people to kind of give feedback about it, because we're launching it, right? But really just teach them how to build the next generation of apps and do it in a way that's going to put users in the center of the equation, because we believe that users should not have to log into apps. Apps should have to log into you, right? So kind of invert the model there a little bit. Resources. We have a hackathon coming up on October the 10th and the 11th, and it's going to be at Rockefeller in Medford, and we're going to bring developers from all over the region together, and we're going to have an app building contest so you can build the best stuff using our tools, and maybe give away some cash prizes. So that's going ahead. You can we have bsvhackathon.com, which is you can learn more about that. We're here in this local area trying to connect people and make a difference and show people what building the future of apps looks like. So that's largely what I wanted to say, and a lot of people in this room have a lot more experience with marketing and actually boots on the ground stuff than we do. I'm a researcher, but I think our team is here to connect and start to put these tools and building blocks out into more people's hands, so that we can more easily achieve a better future, and then also empower the community and help some people build their careers on Web3 and with this technology. So thank you very much. If there's a little bit of time, I can try to get a demo to work and maybe play a song and basically pay a small micropayment to somebody who uploaded onto Tempo.
Okay, Ty, how about we'll open up for questions?
Sure, let's have questions. I'll invite the team. Yeah.
Ty, thank you.
Yeah.
So when over questions, I'm sure there are questions.
So hi, I'm Jackie. I've been a developer with Babbage for about a year now. And I've kind of been doing a lot of outreach stuff for the blockchain hackathon, which is happening in October.
You put 50 flyers in Ashland yesterday. You've been doing outreach.
So, yeah.
My name is Chance, and I have been with Babbage since October last year. I'm a recent graduate at OAT, and I've been doing a lot of Metanet Academy stuff. I went through their system, and it's pretty nice. As a developer who has never had experience with Web3 stuff, it was really useful to join the team and to have no experience into deep dive into blockchain. So it's pretty nice. I've been full-time since I graduated, so yeah.
Yeah, just feel free to, if you guys have questions, let us know, and maybe Jackie can just call.
Yeah. Right over there.
So, first and foremost, where can I find one of those shirts? Secondly, the ones with the bad grammar and all lowercase. And then also, what, in addition to marketing, what are some of the top kind of barriers or challenges that you all are experiencing right now?
Well, I mean, I think so number one, shirts, you can talk to Mike and we'll hook you up, whatever. We got some of those left and we've got some other ones too. In terms of barriers, I think right now it's refining the pipeline for the education stuff, right? Like we're trying to educate the next generation of aspiring software developers about how to build apps, and we need feedback from those people who go through our program of study and kind of our hands-on labs. We have like a bunch of modules. We have trainings and then concept level stuff, short answer, long answer type things and labs. And we just want to make sure that's as easy as possible to go through. So knowing how to improve that content, getting feedback from technical learners, and also giving them that training, I think is going to allow us to make the next step in terms of, number one, getting more cool apps built at events like hackathons, but number two, making our content the best it can be so that we can onboard even more developers.
Got one over here.
Hi, I'm Nicholas. Question, you said you want to make everything more accessible and easier for people to use. I'm wondering, is all this stuff that you're building for people to use and learn with, is it all open source, or is there going to be any sort of a cost barrier? What is in the realm of that?
So all of the stuff that we're building when it comes to Web3 technology is open source. So all of our code bases, we built a few things. We're about to launch an iOS and Android app on the App Store, basically a new web browser, similar to like Chrome or something, and that's completely open source. The only costs that we charge right now on MetaNetAcademy.com is like $200 per student to go through the entire 3 to 6 month long thing, because we need to take some time to assess they submit, right, like labs and modules. So we just have to compensate the team to actually go through and assess that stuff and provide good feedback for them so they can have the best experience going through that program. But this is not a single centralized platform where we're just trying to sell everybody on one single closed source system that locks everybody into our way of building apps. We have built everything in a way that we want to see different web browsers compete. So for example, you have Chrome, Firefox, Safari, these are all web browsers, they're all compatible. But with our stuff as well, we just want to we built an extended version of that, and it's open and anybody can copy it and make a new one if they really want to. I hope that answers the question.
Back here.
All right, so I was wondering, you mentioned Web3 a couple times. Could you explain what Web3 is and how it might be beneficial for entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so Web3 unlocks a lot of new business models for entrepreneurs. On Web2, right now, we have a lot of business models surrounding, data collection, advertising. You have the freemium model, you have monthly subscriptions and things like that. But subscription fatigue is kind of a new thing that's happening, because people kind of get tired of a lot of the subscriptions they have to do. And AI makes it hard to really, monetize effectively when it comes to AI-based platforms and monthly subscriptions. So they got these credits and tokens and different ways of trying to do it. And then there's privacy concerns with advertising, obviously, and that's one of my main things. Not everybody has that type of a concern, but for me, I just don't like my data everywhere. So Web3 enables different monetization models for entrepreneurs when it comes to, again, I talked about Tempo as one example. Building an app where artists can monetize directly their songs and just upload the song, and then whenever somebody plays it, they get paid a small amount directly. And so because we're using blockchain technology under the hood to facilitate the processing of transactions, we can lower the cost of exchange. And essentially, micropayments, we believe micropayments increase the screen resolution of capitalism. So there's that. And so by making it easier for people to make smaller payments for things, that just unlocks a lot of different monetization pathways, and it allows different platform models to emerge that might be a little bit different than what you'd see on Web 2, and hopefully a little bit more direct, right? So people have a payment associated with the value they actually get from something versus a roundabout kind of way of rewarding different actors in the middle. And we hope that kind of lowers the barriers for that type of model and leads to different ways to make money.
Do you apply for any grants? I'd love to see you get a Microsoft grant or a Google grant. Are you doing something that is going to help society in a way that you could write a grant request that foundations could give you money?
Yeah, I mean, we've been open to that. We do work with a nonprofit currently called BSV Association, and they are kind of the industry body for BSV blockchain, and they have helped us out a little bit. I will say it's been very, very useful to work with them. We're open to working with other people as well. We do kind of operate, okay, so officially, like we are a for-profit company, right? But we operate a lot like a nonprofit in the mission-driven nature of our work, and the fact that we haven't sold any of our shares to a bunch of VCs or anything like that. The team owns 100% of the shares, and so we just we monetize through we essentially just want to continue to develop the technology and then try to monetize the training aspects to make more money, like by hosting, for example, seminars for large companies to upskill their enterprise engineering teams for Web3 and to get more familiar with this technology, offering certification programs for developers, things like that, and for companies too, and the apps they build, and everything like that. But yeah, we can certainly. It wouldn't rule out, obviously, working with people on getting more grant funding if that would maximize the ability for us to have a positive impact using the technology, and then also to offer more training for more people, because one of our costs, again, is associated with evaluating all of the submissions for the Metanet Academy, the labs and everything. So we currently charge students $200, but if we could get a grant to make those costs lower on a per student basis, basically impact-based grant, I think that would be the most valuable, and it's a very good area to explore.
Love it. We're down to our last 2 questions. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was wondering how you're currently connecting with students, either locally, across the state, or globally, and what is the strategy plan in helping those students know about you, one, and then also get certified, and then potentially go into the field, making a career for themselves from your program?
Well, students really love free pizza. When we were in Austin for the hackathon, so we hosted a hackathon in Austin, Texas in April, and we gave away $64,000 in cash prizes to the top 6 participants. There was 40 people there, about a dozen teams building apps, and that was our first kind of test run. Now we're bringing that to the Rogue Valley because that's where we're from, and we think it's going to be really valuable to have hackathons and things like that around here. So Jackie just gave 50 flyers in downtown Ashland. We're starting to spool this up just recently, and the Metanet Academy is a completely new thing that launched within the past, couple of months. So connecting students that way is going to be, there's digital marketing that's been, planned and talked about. We're still figuring that out, honestly, but I think that it's going to be valuable. Again, one of my personal, weakest areas is marketing and connecting with customers and people like that to really let them know the value of this stuff. And so we're looking to further develop that strategy over time and kind of explore the best way to figure that out.
I would like to add that we have scheduled pre-events.
Oh, very good, yes.
A few events with students at SAU and RCC, and the company has done onboarding stuff with the YT before. So we are pretty connected with the school districts and all of that.
We have been connected, and we also we did the career fair at OIT a few years, I think now maybe 2 or 3 years, for software. We were at Career Spotlight company. We did a presentation last year it was, and yeah, you know, starting to make those connections and really build those relationships. And I think that's really what it's about, is building relationships and getting to know the people here in this room, you know, just everybody out there. We're also going to be, we're going to be in attendance at, pretty sure, in the AI for Good conference. So.
Thank you so much for your presentation. So I want to take you to a different dimension, specifically going younger. Have you guys thought about actually maybe talking to some of the educators, specifically around doing some coding camps for younger kids to actually get them involved so that they can maybe start with your first module and make some really fun, they've got some really great ideas for fun apps.
I would love doing that, and I'd love to talk about it with anybody. So very open to hearing from people, and for sure, like let's talk about it. We have spoken with the SOESD, specifically. Well, yeah, we met with
Carla.
Carla, that's who it was.
Clark.
Of SOESD, and yeah, we were in contact with a few people. You know, I had a computer skills teacher when I was in high school, and you know, reconnected with him after graduating, and he's been very useful in connecting as well with the district and things like that. I think, yeah, we'd like to explore making you know, making as many inroads as possible with people, and then figuring out how to tailor the content and the, you know, level of engagement with different groups, students, and things like that in like high school. Going younger than high school, you know, we should get some feedback. We're starving for feedback from technical-minded learners who go through the program, so that we can make that program the best it can be, and so that we can give people the ability to use these tools to build the best apps and systems. And that's really what we needed, and that's going to allow us to further expand, I think, diversify our offerings and figure out the best way to branch out.
Okay, we actually do have one more question for you. And that is, how can this community help you on your mission?
I think the best way is just reach out and help connect dots for us. You know, there are a lot of really talented people across every domain and every community, and for every one of those people we don't connect with because they don't reach out, or because nobody introduces, or you know, we simply don't reach them, we don't have the capacity to work together on making the impact larger than the one that we could make just by ourselves or separately. So joining forces with people, working together on goals that you align with, and then making more people aware that, well, you know, I guess the values that we have is like, okay, well, you know, the web doesn't have to work the way it works right now, right? There's a solution to a lot of the problems that you have around having to redundantly enter a lot of things, or, you know, all these problems with privacy, et cetera. People should just, you know, awareness, marketing, education, impact, working together, those are all super important things.
Yeah. And awesome. Awesome. Maybe that's why your mic wasn't actually turned on. Let's have another big hand. This was really amazing. You are all now the newest inductees into the Orange Travel Mug Club, and you can only get one of these. How? By being on the stage, that's right. So thanks for being vulnerable today, for sharing your story, for sharing what you're building. I think it's truly amazing. I'm in tech myself, so I see these kinds of projects coming up. I'm so excited to hear this project happening here in our area, and I would love to connect and see what's next, where you're at on the roadmap. I do want to see that Tempo demo at some point here soon, yeah, just really appreciate you guys coming and sharing your stories. So another big hand for Jackie and Ty and Chiz.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome. So we're gonna take 1 second. We've got some more coffee back there. Talk amongst yourselves.